Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us back to the PMDG 737-600. It is one of the cutest small planes, airliners out there, especially by PMDG. I totally love this little plane. We'll be doing a very short flight, about 1 hour, 10 minutes flight time, I believe it was, from Dusseldorf, Germany to Copenhagen in Denmark. And we're using real-world time and real-world weather, and we'll be using GESKA and StADE for the ATC. Now the parts of Western Europe currently have some thunderstorms. I'm not really sure which airports are affected, but I guess we'll just go ahead and see that. Let's get the thumb out of the way. We're parked here at one of the gates, the small gates. We got a Norwegian standing next to us. That's always cute. And the jetway has been connected, so is the ground power, so let's just hop on in and set everything up. I didn't start the boarding yet, so maybe let's just do that immediately. It's not a very big plane, so there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of passengers coming in, I guess. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
So we have ground power, so let's turn on battery. Navigation can be turned on as well. And some lights to see, what are they asking? No pushback tug yet. Yes, would like to board everyone.
Pilot's boarding starting.
That's awesome. The local lights and anti-collision lights. That's the overhead for now. So we have our flight plan in here as well. This is a flight that was operated by Scandinavian. The flight is still operated, but these days they're using different aircraft, but this used to be operated until 2019 using the 737-600, the one that we're flying today. But look at this cute little hug bucket of an airplane. It's just so damn cute. Alright. Let's check our OFP real quick. So cost index 13, average wind 280 at 034. Cruising altitude 390, planned fuel for our flight is 5,328 kilograms. Final reserves 2.1 or 2.2 if we round it up. And I think, yes, come on, runway 23 left, but let's listen to the ATIS, let's see what the weather is really like. So airport. Which one do we need? This one, let's put a pin next to it. So we can find the ATIS on this chart here. And that is 123.780.
Your crew has boarded.
Hello?
Passengers boarding starting.
QNH 1020. Transition level 60. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
Information Delta.
Dusseldorf Airport. Information Delta. 1650 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 23 left. Wind 240 at 11. Cav OK. Temperature 30. Dew point 14. QNH 1020. Transition level 60. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
So I just missed the winds there, position level 60.
Dusseldorf Airport, information Delta. 1650 Zulu.
QNH 1020.
Arriving and departing runway 23 left. Wind 240 at 11. Cav OK. Temperature 30, dew point 14.
That's looking good.
QNH 1020. Transition level 60. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact, you have information Delta.
So delivery was 1780.
Dusseldorf Airport, information Delta. 1650 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 23.
The boarding has started. Let's see what our gate number was again. Usually I think you should see gate Alpha 3. Of course the next was 13390. And what is our departure? The MEVEL 4 Tango. Dusseldorf, delivery Scandinavian 1622, type is Boeing 737-600, we are parked at gate Alpha 3. We have information Delta requesting high flight clearance to Copenhagen. Point 1780, did I enter anything wrong there?
Scandinavian 1622, clear to Copenhagen Kastrup via the MEVEL 4 Tango departure runway 23 left. Initial climb altitude 5,000 feet. Departure on 128.655, squawk 5471.
Clear to Copenhagen via the MEVEL 4 Tango departure out of runway 23 left, initial climb 5,000. Departure frequency 128.655, squawk 5471, Scandinavian 1622.
Scandinavian 1622, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.605.
Alright, 121.605. And let's go to ground. Don't have to call them yet, we do have to set up a little bit. Let's have a look at the progress outside while I quickly send a cute message to my mother. There, cute message sent. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is just such a cute little plane. I cannot get over myself. It is just totally awesome. And apparently the wingspan is slightly longer than the fuselage length. But yeah, she's a real cutie. Let's get some lights up on here on the panel as well. And then we will set up the MCDU, or actually the FMS. How many passengers are we actually carrying? 29 out of 97 at boarded. Okay, so they're definitely taking their time. Well, we do still have a little bit of time to set up here, so that's looking good. So we have our clearance. So we can go FMC and 12 minutes. So our airport today is Echo Delta Delta Lima. And our gate was Alpha 3. It's always a question whether this is recognized by the FMC or not. That's very close, not a database. And then usually the fallback would be to check with Navigraph. And sometimes you might see a totally different name there. Here it's called Alpha 03, it's not totally different. But I'm not sure what it's going to take. Let's have a look. Alpha 03. And that's actually taking it, so we can copy it into the scratch pad and we'll put it at the ILF position, and that's not. Right, so onto the route, we'll just request it. First you clear this out, because otherwise it's going to think that you wanted to request that. So this will be our flights. Check. So block fuel 5.3, reserves 2.2. I think that matches what we saw in the OFP. 5.3, 2.2. So we'll just set payload and set the fuel. Cruising is 390, cost index 13, and the wind was 280 at 034. Okay, but we'll do that later. Right, so select route. If we go to the cabin, I think we have seated passengers. Look at that. That's cute. It just always looks so unhappy when they're spawning in. Like before they spawn in, but now they're looking happy again. Hello, ma'am. Yes, I'm talking about you and the other people on board too. Alright, let's stay at it. So we can load the route now. We have a flight number in here as well. Then we can activate and execute. If we now go to the legs page, we should have the routes in here. MEVEL, EDDL, Julgiv, Uwuk, BASUM, all these names. But we do not have the departure and arrival, they're still missing. So we go to the departure and arrival button, departure, and our departure runway is going to be 23 left. And we got the MEVEL for Tango. MEVEL for Tango. There's no transition, so we can just go execute. And let's also set the arrival. The arrival scheduled for 22 left with the MONAK 5 Charlie.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo request push and start.
Go 22 left.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo push and start approved.
Transition, I saw
Roger, push back
MEGAR.
approved. Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo.
GESKA, but doesn't look actually, I don't think that's a transition there. No, so, no transition. Execute. And now we should have the entire route in the legs page. Like all individual legs should be accounted for.
Scandinavian 42 Yankee ready for pushback.
Scandinavian 42 Yankee push approved. Expect taxi shortly.
Pushback and start approved. Scandinavian 42 Yankee.
So block fuel 5.3. Reserve fuel 2.2. Cost index was 13. Cruising was 290.
Express 8 Bravo Foxtrot request push and start.
Sun Express 8 Bravo Foxtrot push and start approved.
Roger, pushback approved. Sun Express 8 Bravo Foxtrot.
And the wind was 280. 034. Just a double check. I'm sure about the 034. Yes, 280-034. And transition level 6,000. Then we can execute this if we all agree. Then for the annual limit, we'll use our lovely little calculator.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo ready to taxi.
Departing runway 23 left.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo, runway 23 left taxi via Tango, Papa 1, Mike, Lima 2.
Yeah, I think we could definitely say the runways will be dry here. What do you think?
Runway 23 left taxi via Tango,
Length
Papa 1, Mike,
9.8.
Lima 2, Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo.
Import weather 1020. That looks to be correct. So that's giving us takeoff, derating with 58 degrees assumed temperature. So 58 takeoff. 58 degrees. That's giving us here in the FMC 86. And here it's giving us 85.1. So we'll do flaps 1. Trim should be 4.8.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo, give way to the EWG 737 ahead.
Give way to the EWG 737, Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo.
Trim 4.84. And the runway length was 9.8. And the speed 123, 123, 127. That's actually the same, and then we have a 9.8 for the runway length. There it is.
Scandinavian 42 Yankee ready to taxi.
So this concludes the setup of the FMC for now.
Scandinavian 42 Yankee, runway 23 left taxi via Papa 1, Mike, Lima 2.
Runway 23 left taxi via Papa 1, Mike, Lima 2, Scandinavian 42 Yankee.
The 23 left, that's this one right here, Lima 1. Or Lima 2, whichever they want, maybe Lima 3.
Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo, give way to the EWG 737 ahead.
Giving way to the
push back now
EWG
to the right.
737, Eurowings 3 Uniform Echo.
Get us on to Lima 5. And then they probably get us immediately out of the apron area, so Lima 5, Mike, and that's it. And then Lima 2 or Lima 1.
Sun Express 8 Bravo Foxtrot, runway 23 left taxi via Romeo Papa 4 Tango Papa 1 Mike Lima 2.
Aircraft has found this location. Let's have a look at the plan view here. Alright.
Sun Express 1 Golf X-Ray, taxi to parking via Lima 5, Mike Lima 7 Yankee.
So we're getting ready. Let's get the fuel pumps
Lima 5, Mike Lima 7 Yankee, Sun Express 1 Golf X-Ray.
Do we have all the fuel on board? 5.3, we have nothing in the center tanks, so we'll just use the left and right pumps. The yaw damper can come on. Now we'll start the APU. Just give it a second before you press start. Cruising will be 390. Oops. That's actually quite convenient. There's a nice little boom there. 390. And what is our elevation? 120. We can put that on 100 just in case we need to return to the airport. So the seatbelt sign can go on. Pretty much set up here on the overhead, so just waiting for the EGT there to settle at around 400 degrees. And then the APU generator will become available, and we can disconnect the ground power. APU gen is available. So let's switch over to APU. We will need to turn on the APU bleed, and then we disconnect the ground power here on the overhead. Or turn it off rather, I should say, and we disconnect it physically from down below, so ground power can be released. With a little sip of water, we need to stay hydrated. Some good stuff, man. Alright. Now to set up the mode control panel, let's turn the flight director on. Initial climb 5,000. And let's also get the runway heading. 230.
Scandinavian 42 Yankee contact tower on 118.305.
Going to tower, Scandinavian 42 Yankee, thanks.
And vertical navigation, lateral navigation, boarding is completed. That's good. And yeah, I think we are completely set up at the very same time. So I guess all we'll have to do is set our parking brake, and we will need to enter our squawk 5471. 5471. And transponder is on. Dusseldorf ground, Scandinavian 1622, request push and start.
Scandinavian 1622, push and start approved, face north.
Push start approved, face north. Scandinavian 1622. And facing north, that would make sense. Cool. So that's nose to the right. Then we'll go to GSX. And first release the chocks. Ground operations, remove chocks. And prepare for pushback and departure.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Cool. Let's have some fun. So it is joined now by Austrian to our left.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Scandinavian 1622, runway 23 left, taxi via Lima 5, Mike, Lima 1.
Yeah, so we're staying a little bit funny here. Let's go just follow the main red, main yellow line, and then join us with the parallel taxiway. That will just get us to where we need to go. And we got Lima 1, which is the last one right there. Okay, Foxy. Left of has RTX 5050, 13450, HX 60. Yeah, yeah. I think it should work well, man. Higher RAM is always better. RTX 5050, I think that's higher than what I have. So probably it should run fine. And the i5 is okay for FS 2020. Thanks for saying hi, man, and welcome aboard. We just started taxiing. A cute, adorable little 757-600. A little chubby girl. So now following Lima 5. And I must say, Foxy, I'm not very familiar with all the graphics cards and everything. So you could also maybe like check online or something, or you know, like there's some websites that can check, can I run it, you know, something like that. But I think from what I see, you should probably be able to run it okay, man. Hey, no worries, man. Thanks for saying hi, Foxy. Hope you enjoy the flight. And hope you can get Flight Simulator 2020, that would be cool. Alright, so we are now going to Mike. We have Sun Express there.
Sun Express 62 Quebec, taxi to the gate.
Sun Express 62 Quebec, taxi to parking via Lima 5, Mike, Lima 7.
Mike, Sun Express 62 Quebec.
Hello, Sun Express. Alright, we can go a little bit faster now that we're off the apron area. And then once we set the radio for, we switch over to the tower, we should pre-dial 128.655. That's our departure frequency, so we don't have to meddle with all of that while we're taking off after we just got
Delta Foxtrot Oscar, Oscar Mike, runway 23 left, taxi via Golf, Mike, Romeo, Papa 4, Tango, Papa 1, Mike, Lima 2.
Runway 23 left, taxi via Golf, Mike, Romeo, Papa 4, Tango, Papa 1, Mike, Lima 2, Delta Foxtrot Oscar, Oscar Mike.
So yeah, Lima 1 is the very last one, so basically we just follow Mike, and it just automatically gets us to the runway. Let's check with the tower frequency, probably going to be 118.305. But we're not activating it yet. So ground speed is now 23, 22. That's fine with this little plane. So yeah, generally I was expecting thunderstorms and rain and everything, but apparently the weather here is quite decent. Or civilized, if you will. Getting ready to be handed off to the tower. Let's watch our speed here a little bit. Turn on the gas.
Scandinavian 1622, contact tower on 118.305. Safe flight.
Thank you. Going to tower, Scandinavian 1622. Bye-bye. Tower, good evening, Scandinavian 1622, holding short on runway 23 left, ready for departure.
Scandinavian 1622, Dusseldorf Tower. You already have an IFR clearance to Copenhagen, Kastrup. Goodbye.
What the hell does that even mean?
Scandinavian 1622, runway 23 left, winds 240 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
Ah, look. Clear for takeoff, 23 left, Scandinavian 1622, thank you. So I'm not really sure why the controller chose to say that we already have a clearance. Right, landing lights on. Engine start selectors are on continuous, rear lights. Let's turn on the strobe lights. And then we'll just line up first. The departure of 6U128.655. Okay, move to the plate. English isn't very good, but I'm watching from the background to support. Thanks so much, Foxy Brave. Thank you, man. Your English is fine. I can understand every word. But thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Alright, here's our runway, guys. So let's line up. So this little plane, as small as she is a little bit sluggish on the turns, as you can see. But it is manageable. So we do have our takeoff clearance and we have our departure frequency set as well. So just a quick stupid check. Turn off the packs for departure. And we'll start the timer. And let's get this baby rocking. So 50% N1. Let the engine stabilize there. And then we'll set takeoff thrust. And let's go to Copenhagen.
Airspeed live.
So speed was 123, 123, 127.
80 knots.
Check. Look at the cute little plane, man. It's totally adorable.
82.
Alright, rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. There she goes. Transition level 6000. So standing by for a right turn.
Scandinavian 1622, contact Dusseldorf departure on 128.655.
We're going to departure, Scandinavian 1622, Quebec. Departure, Scandinavian 1622, climbing through 2400 for 5000.
Scandinavian 1622, roger. Contact departure on 128.655.
Sometimes,
Scandinavian 1622, departure identified. Climb flight level 060.
Climb flight level 060, Scandinavian 1622. Whoops, let's go. Alright, let's turn on the autopilot. And that is not really doing what I wanted to do just yet. Turn on vertical navigation. There you go. 6000. Alright, so let's lock the landing gear. Can turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Let's not forget to turn on the packs again. Flaps up. There she is. Look at that. Just too adorable.
Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Scandinavian 1622.
Scandinavian 1622, say call sign.
Let's go out and prevent. Thanks, Roxy. Oh, this is a really nice plane to fly, man. No, takeoff wasn't too bad at all. So thanks so much, man. Alright, so we get to climb now. Look at her go. The real world weather in Europe. I did not check the weather at our destination. Let's have a look at that real quick. Arrival actually looking quite decent as well. Winds 180 at 8 knots. 10, visibility 10, scattered clouds 6,400, broken 7,300, 17 degrees 11 dew point. QNH 017, that's looking fine. Alright, passing transition altitude, so we'll go to standard pressure now. We can increase the range on our nav display. I'm thinking,
contact line and radar on 128.505.
thinking this is all looking good. Let's just check out
128.505, see ya. Delta Foxtrot, Yankee Golf India.
engine bleeds on, PAX to auto, so the PAX is just to auto and engine bleeds along. Landing gear is up and off, check. Flaps up and no lights. So, flaps are up, no lights, and the flap lever is in the up position as well. So after takeoff checklist complete. Here is 10,000 feet, the nose will drop and the aircraft will accelerate to 75 knots for this one. We can turn off the landing lights.
Scandinavian 1622, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Scandinavian 1622. What were we doing up here, man? Yes, the seatbelt sign can come off. So expected time of arrival, 18:57.
Delta Uniform Hotel Bravo, contact Leopoldsburg on 125.53.
Over to Leopoldsburg, Delta Uniform Hotel Bravo. So long.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard flight 1622 to Copenhagen this evening. We're cruising at an altitude of 39,000 feet, which is about 11 kilometers. We expect to arrive at Copenhagen Airport in about 58 minutes. The weather in Copenhagen today, this evening is looking fine. It might be a little bit windy and there will be some clouds, but overall it's going to be a nice spring evening. On behalf of Scandinavian Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Right, so we have that out of the way. 15,000 and climbing. So that means our top of descent that's 1827, so that's already like in 27 minutes.
Scandinavian 1622, contact landing radar on 128.505.
Landing radar on 128.505, Scandinavian 1622. Landing on the radar, Scandinavian 1622, climbing through flight level 190 for flight level 280. We are 1 nautical mile from Lusix.
Scandinavian 1622, Langen radar identified. Good evening.
Execute. Number check here, top of descent, recalculate.
Scandinavian 1622, climb flight level 390.
Climb flight level 390, Scandinavian 1622. Yeah, so as I wanted to say, we are using the Boris Audio, I think it's called Boris Audio Works. Let's see if I can find exactly what it's called. I'm sometimes such an ignorant man. Boris Audio Works. Yeah, so that's, we've installed that. So we'll have a really cool, from 737 south.
Yankee November, flight level 240.
I'm definitely hitting some moisture here.
Zundturk 11 Yankee November, radar contact.
Dude, that's loud. So this is looking good. We're climbing nicely here. Top of climb is coming up in about, what is it, 50 miles or so? 51 miles. Then to check the weather again, and this time in the anticipation of lightning. Wind 180 degrees.
Eurowing 66 Echo. Descend and maintain flight level 130. Cleared for the Gulko 1 Golf arrival into Köln.
So runway 22 left probably is the logical round.
Descending to flight level 130. Cleared for the Gulko 1 Golf arrival into Köln, Eurowing 66 Echo.
Let's get the charts.
Eurowing 66 Echo, contact London Control on 134.39er.
For our destination.
On to 134.39er, Eurowing 66 Echo, good day.
122.855. We can put that in the COM2 radio. 122.855. Let's just see.
Langenradar,
855.
Lufthansa Cargo 8.
So we're also listening to the VHF2. That's simply a little bit too far out at this stage. That's perfectly normal. But let's continue setting up. So we are set up for runway. Where is the next page? Runway 22 left. This one right here. 10,827 feet. That's more than enough for this little plane. And with a wind of 180, yeah, that's the logical runway again. So runway 22 left it is. So our arrival was MONAK. We have the MONAK 5 Charlie, I think. Let's take a guess. MONAK 5 Charlie, but let's double check here. MONAK 5 Charlie it is. So we have that chart. And for the final approach, runway 22 left. We'll take category 23 ILS runway 22 left with a pin next to that one as well. So let's start with the final approach chart. There's all the information up here as well, so the localizer listens to Oscar X-ray Sierra, that is identified its name on 109.5. We can put that in the nav 1. 109.5. And we will also put that in the nav 2. 109.5. So both pilots now have the ILS frequency tuned in, but we will also need the final approach course. That will be 217 degrees. Right, so that's set on both sides. Now, I always like to make a little fix around the airport, like 2 rings and a extended runway center line on our nav display. But to do that, we need, let's see, what do we have? 217. For minus 180, that's the reciprocal, is a 037. And the glide slope should start at Charlie Hotel 2 Lima Foxtrot at 2,000 feet, and that will be at 6.2 nautical miles from the localizer. And in this place we can actually set the decimal 0.2 as well. So what we need now is 037 at 6.2. So the way to do that, we just go to our runway 2 to the left, we copy it into the scratch pad, go to our fixed page, just paste it there, and now it's sitting in there. It's just asking now for a radial and a distance. So the radial is going to be 037. And the distance will be 6.2, and I love that the 737 allows for the decimals. It's totally a rocking gas. And then 037 again, because I want the second ring around it. So basically what this does, where is my splash? Come on, quick man. So what this does, 037, this draws a line from that fix. The fix is the localizer. It will draw a line into, like an endless line, into the direction 037, which is the opposite direction we're flying, we will be flying. So it's coming towards us on the navigational display. Very nice. So you call it the extended runway center line.
Scandinavian 1622, contact Bremen radar on 128.76.
And 15 miles. Bremen radar on 128.76, Scandinavian 1622. 128.76. Bremen radar, good evening. Scandinavian 1622. Flight level 390. We are 7 nautical miles from Foxtrot Uniform Whiskey Uniform Golf. First up of descent is getting closer, like
Scandinavian 1622. Bremen radar identified. Good evening.
There is our top of descent on the nav display. So what we just did in here, in case you don't know, maybe most of you already know this stuff, there's a lot of channels out there with real pilots who show all these kinds of things. I think we can get the nav display on here as well. Lower the nav display. So now we go to the legs page and we'll go steps, but let's not step through all of them. But you can see already we're getting closer there. Let's put the range at 40 miles. And then you will see what we did. Let's zoom out a little bit more. So what we did is that line that we made, it's the 037, that's coming from that's starting at the localizer and it's coming to our direction. We expect to be flying from this, from here towards the localizer. So that means that as soon as we're flying this direction and like this or whatever, we can already see where the runway center line is going to be. So that's already a great help. Then we created 2 circles around the localizer. And the outer circle, I just eyeball it. 15 nautical miles usually is nice, just to have a little bit of extra awareness, I guess. And then the inner dotted circle, that is exactly where the glide slope will start to take the aircraft down once we are on ILS. Yeah, we're on the glide slope. So that really helps a lot with your planning and anticipating and whatnot, you know. How do we set, where was the button here? Engine, there you go. Right, so that's been dealt with. We can go back now to map and a stop of descent, so keep an eye on that. So what else do we need to know? We need to know what is the transition altitude, also the airport elevation is important to know. It's basically sea level. The settings go from 0 to 50 to 100 increments of 50. So we just put that at 0, which is sea level. Decision altitude. Radio altitude 101 feet. So by that time we should have a visual on the runway, or we'll have to do a go around, which I never like. So you can switch a radio or barrel. In our case we're selecting radio, and that is 101. And just dial it in. It's really small, you can see it here in the lower left corner of the screen, or the right lower corner of the primary flight display if you want. Just put that to 101. Really easy to overshoot them once they start accelerating. But here it is, 101. So doing all of this means that we're almost completely set up for our approach. So we have the descent checklist. We'll need to set pressurization.
0 Zulu.
And here is our
arriving runways 22 left, 12. Departing runways 22 right, 12. Wind 180 at 8. Visibility 10. Scattered at 6400, broken at 7300. Temperature 17, dew point 11. QNH 1017. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta.
Delta.
Copenhagen Kastrup Airport. Information Delta.
So that's the info that we need.
1750 Zulu. Arriving runways 22 left, 12. Arrow, broken at 7.
Yeah, can turn off the 80s now. So 1017 will be the QNH. We can set it. There's a really tiny lattice right there, 1017. We are still on standard, but we can, in the 757, you can preset it, which is very cool. So we have that, and pressurization, we have that. Landing altitude is sea level. Recall will then check auto brake. Yeah, so the auto brake for this airport, we can just go like 1. It's just a medium auto brake or a low auto brake. The runway is more than long enough. VRAF, we have the minimums, and the landing data like the ILS and everything, that's all min-entered. This is now picking up a different station, probably VOR, Kilo Hotel Delta, at 93 miles. If we turn on VOR here station, I think we should be able to see that. And are we going to it or from it? We're going to it. So, Kilo Hotel Delta. If we zoom out, that's a lot. Okay. Access data, oh yeah, for sure. Alright, let's turn that off. But that's fine, this is just a shared frequency. This is a distance that doesn't really matter. But you are cruising now. You are 23 minutes into the flight. Let's get the yoke down a bit. We'll go to descent. We can see our top of descent is 83.
Welling 14 Mike Zulu, flight level 250.
Welling 14 Mike Zulu, radar contact.
Really cute as a plane. So yeah, we're pretty much set up actually for the arrival. I think we also got our winds. Yeah, we do. Let's keep the descent page on here on FMC2. Alright, so while we are cruising, descent 1828 within 10 minutes. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I just need to run to the galley for a second. I'll be right back. Oh, and I think mic has been off all this time. No, it's on. Cool. Alright, so I'll be right back. Stand by, guys. Yep, so here we are again. Top of descent, about 6 minutes or so. 41 miles. Right, cool. Already started up skydiving to record the landing so that we can make a little landing replay and hopefully enjoy a very nice touchdown with this very cute little airplane. Oh, look at that, there's the moon next to us. I'm loving it.
Vueling 14 Mike Zulu, contact Copenhagen control on 136.485.
We're definitely getting closer here.
Over to Copenhagen control on 136.485, Vueling 14 Mike Zulu.
And maybe we should start asking for our descent because we do have a little bit of tailwind. So our arrival was the MONAK 5 Charlie. Nautical miles. Yeah. Bremen radar, Scandinavian 1622, flight level 390. Request descent.
Scandinavian 1622, cleared MONAK 5 Charlie into Kastrup. At your discretion, descend flight level 310.
Clear to the MONAK 5 Charlie, descent, maintain flight level 310, Scandinavian 1622, thank you. Let's dial in 310.
Scandinavian 1622, say again.
Disregard Scandinavian 1622. I think actually transmitted.
Scandinavian 1622, say again.
Disregard Scandinavian 1622. I think I accidentally transmitted twice.
Scandinavian 1622, understood.
Cool.
Scandinavian 1622, descend flight level 260.
Say again, Scandinavian 1622.
Scandinavian 1622, descend flight level 260.
Descend flight level 260, Scandinavian 1622. Right, let's start descending, 260. Descend now. Go.
Scandinavian 1622, descend at your discretion. Scandinavian 1622, descend flight level 090, maintain present heading, vectors for the ILS runway 22 left approach, QNH 1016.
I should not multitask. What did they say? Descend flight level 090, maintain present heading. Vector for ILS, runway 22 left approach, QNH 1016, Scandinavian 1622, thank you. Alright, so we're going to heading. And we can descend flight level 090. So we're doing that, and let's go to heading select. So if we go to the progress page, we'll see we will arrive 1857. Time is now 1827. So let's strap in the passengers and turn on the seatbelt sign. Let's get the latest weather. So QNH was 1016, I believe he said. Here we're still on 1017.
Scandinavian 1622, contact Bremen radar on 125.3.
125.3, Scandinavian 1622. Bremen radar, Scandinavian 1622, descending through flight level 340 for flight level 090. We are 25 nautical miles from MEGAR.
Scandinavian 1622, Bremen radar identified. Good evening.
Alright, cool, so they gave us vectors. It's Nina Carolina. My girl. I love you. It's so nice of you to come and say hi. Right, so we started our descent. Let's go ahead and address the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Please return to your seats and make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive at Copenhagen Airport in approximately 20 minutes. The local temperature in Copenhagen tonight will be 16 degrees centigrade. We'll have just a couple of clouds and it's a little nice evening breeze. Nonetheless, we do expect a smooth touchdown on behalf of Scandinavian Airlines and the entire crew. Thank you for your attention. Oh, look at that, guys, and she loves me back, you know? Love is a beautiful thing. Let's have a look outside and see our cute little, look at the cute little chubby airplane. Isn't that a little chubby one? Look at it. We're just flying a little fatty here. Flying a little fatty through the clouds. Yeah, cannot get enough of that. Alright, cool, so we'll get factors. We're getting quite close to the airport, but we're still at 30,000 feet, so they're going to vector us around. So let's see if there's anything else we need to set up. Let's have a look at our descent checklist. So pressurization and landing altitude, yeah. Let's just stick with 1017 for the moment. And we have the landing altitude already set at sea level. Let's check the recall, see if anything requires our attention. No, let's check. Auto brake, we'll use auto brake 1 for this runway. That should be more than sufficient with this small little airplane. And then landing data, VRAS and minimums, we have pretty much everything except the VRAS speeds. So landing data, we do have, well, it now shows the DOR station, Kilo Hotel Delta. But if we look at our radio, we'll see that we have 109.5 and 109.5 on the NAV2 radio. And we can check with the chart just to confirm that we're not flying into something totally different. 109.5. We can also see it here. And we have our runway heading 217. 217 on the left side, 217 on the right side. And we have 109.5. So that's been checked as well. And our minimums are 101 radial altitude, so that's above ground level. We are now below the vertical descent profile. That's good news, I like that. And then finally the final approach speed of this aircraft, we can do 123 knots with flaps 30. So we'll enter that here. That means 123 plus wind correction is 5 knots. So it will be 128 knots on final approach. And maybe just start recording Sky Dolly. It's a little bit early, but sometimes I don't know, might use, maybe make like a longer landing video, I don't know, but at least create some options. Better to have more than less, you know what I mean. Okay, descending through flight level 259, we're still following the vertical descent profile nicely. There's only a little deviation, we're only like 40 feet below, so that's all fine. Now, let's check our current fuel, 3.3 thousand kilograms. If we go to our progress page, we expect to land at 2.9, so we are going to burn an additional 400 kilograms. So I'm not expecting this number to change.
Scandinavian 1622, contact Copenhagen control on 119.555.
119.555, Scandinavian 1622. Copenhagen control, good evening. Scandinavian 1622, descending through flight level 246 for flight level 090. We are 4 nautical miles from GESKA.
Scandinavian 1622, Copenhagen control, identify, buenas tardes.
Didn't say buenas tardes? Well, buenas tardes to you then.
Scandinavian 1622, say again.
Yes, okay, disregard. Scandinavian 1622. But we are now getting all of a sudden above.
Scandinavian 1622, understood.
Oh, okay, that's good news. Let's see what the FMS is doing, FMS is doing. MONAK, because we're basically not following the flight plan actually, since they gave us vectors. But I guess so far we're doing okay. Let's have a look outside. I think we will land slightly before golden hour, maybe just in time for golden hour. Always gives a very nice lighting, you know. Copenhagen control, Scandinavian 1622, we are flying heading 053. We are getting vectors, can you confirm?
Scandinavian 1622, confirm heading 053.
confirm we are on vectors? I'm not sure if this is the way to fly.
Scandinavian 1622, confirm heading 053.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. But that makes two, because I don't understand the phraseology. How should I ask a ATC, hey man? And that's the thing, you know, like if these were like real people instead of stupid robots. Excuse me, if you're a robot and you feel really bad right now, I apologize. But yeah, you know, because they make some really weird mistakes sometimes, you know. So yeah, so sometimes I'm a little insecure.
Copenhagen
I'm
Control,
not sure what you want, you
Scandinavian
know?
42 Yankee, flight level 180.
They said maintain present heading, so that's what we're doing. But that means we're going off course. We could correct it by requesting vectors for the ILS. So let's just go ahead and do that. Then we'll make certain that they're not forgetting about us. Copenhagen Control, Scandinavian 1622, request vectors, ILS 22 left.
Scandinavian 1622, descend flight level 090, turn left heading 030. Vectors for the ILS, runway 22 left, approach.
Descend maintain flight level 090, turn left heading 030, Scandinavian 1622, thank you. Look, that's at least getting us a little bit closer to the airport, right? We don't have endless amounts of fuel.
Scandinavian 1622, maintain flight level near 0, heading 029.
Maintain 090, heading 29, Scandinavian 1622. It's being very precise there. Cool. I'm looking forward to setting this baby down, man. So we're now pretty much flying a very long downwind, although we're not actually in the downwind yet. We haven't passed the airport, but here we are. We're below the descent profile, whatever remains of that. Now that we're flying back to this early in, but we are here nonetheless. Let's just continue. So if we now check our descent checklist. So we have pressurization, landing altitude, recall is checked, auto brake was set, landing data VREF and minimums, we have those as well. Approach briefing, I'm just going to complete that. Then our transition level, 60, so...
1622, contact Copenhagen approach on 118.455.
118.455, Scandinavian 1622. Copenhagen approach, good evening, Scandinavian 1622, descending through flight level 185 or flight level 090.
Scandinavian 1622, Copenhagen approach, identified. Bend expect the ILS runway 22 left approach into Kastrup. And confirm you have information Delta.
ILS 22 left, and we have information Delta on board, confirmed. Scandinavian 1622.
136.485 for Air Serbia 16 Juliet.
Hey, that's an Air Serbia, cool. Right now we're using the speed brake. See if we can get down a little bit steeper. Guess that's working. So there's civilization. Speed brake retracted. at 10,000 feet, we will turn on the landing lights. And we'll also start the APU. So the passengers are strapped in, they're in their seats. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we can fly this in sequence at all anymore. Let's see if we can zoom in. Well, we can, but see what remains. But at some point, they might just give us some direct waypoints. Hey, Foxy Believe, thank you, man. Yeah, so we are now getting vectors. With at 15,000. Total fuel remaining 3.1 thousand. We are expected to burn an additional 200 kilograms. Scuttle in at last stage, and we're still at 123 knots for landing. Plus 5 is 128. This should reflect on the leg page, 128, 128. So that's looking good. Nice little plane for sure, man. 13,000. So we received vectors really early on, so instead of just flying all these, so I guess they will not send us direct to Charlie Hotel 643. So if you want to keep sequence, we could at least maybe let's put this one here. We're not flying there anyway, but we're still in heading select. So this should give us a more natural, I would assume at least, more natural idea of where we are on the vertical descent profile. Although at the same time we're at 13,000, which is fine. We're clear for 9,000 feet.
Red Nose 5, Mike Lima, contact Copenhagen Control on 136.485. 136.485, Red Nose 5, Mike Lima.
So I'm guessing if we get a direct, we'll probably get ADSI or maybe Charlie Hotel 625. Let's see what comes now. After Adobe, we should get vectors. Well, we'll see once we get that. For now, we're just flying a straight line, heading here it says track. Okay. But we're flying heading. So this has to do with the wind correction. So we are flying heading 029. But we're actually flying at track 035. So the wind is blowing us to the right. .250 knots, we're almost at 10,000 feet. And you start to select as our continuous relight. Landing altitude.
Alpine 84 Tango Juliet, contact Copenhagen Control on 136.485.
And as I said earlier, since now...
136.485, Alpine 84 Tango Juliet.
Since now we're no longer flying the flight plan, the actual approach that we programmed in, but we're just flying vectors, it is really handy to have these two circles and this extended center line of the runway, so that we sort of know what we're doing, you know? Otherwise you'd have to like look at the headings, calculate and all that. Who wants to do that? So 10,000 feet coming up, let's turn on the landing lights. Let's also start the APU. And that is starting, the GT will start to rise. There it goes. Right, almost at 9,000. The speed is on the controls, looking good. We should be 240. And I think I will sequence, I don't know if we can, let's just keep it like this for now. I want to say that sequence to Adobe, but...
Air Baltic 14 Bravo, contact Copenhagen Control on 136.485.
136.485, see ya, Air Baltic 14 Bravo.
Scandinavian 1622, turn left heading 330.
Left heading, say again please, Scandinavian 1622. What did it say? 330.
Scandinavian 1622, turn left heading 330.
Left heading 330, Scandinavian 1622. Final approach speed will be 128. You set MCP altitude, check. Still 123, plus 5, 128. Speed. You want to get nice and close, cool.
Scandinavian 1501, contact Copenhagen Control on 136.485.
Let's check the tower frequency and 121.485,
Scandinavian 1501, thanks for the help. Air Baltic 14 Bravo, climb and maintain flight level 160.
I'm guessing that's the one we need.
160, Air Baltic 14 Bravo.
So sometimes what might happen with these say engines .ii ATC guys and girls, they will like keep you at 9,000. So we're just flying 9,000, 9,000, hey man, turn left and then descend all of a sudden, so you have to jump down. And then you really have to manage your energy and your speed, you know. So let's see how this is going to go. Total 2.9, fuel. Expected to land with 2.7, and approach speed is down to 120.
Papa, climb and maintain flight level 070.
So that's updated, so our final approach speed will be 127 knots.
Current altitude for flight level 070, red nose 6 Mike Papa.
We're now 59 minutes to the flight. and expected touchdown 1908, but this is based on the flight plan. We're now getting vectors. That's another 15 minutes or so. That seems to make sense still. We're not picking up the localizer just yet.
Departure Nordic 5613 2000 for 4000.
109.5, 109.5.
Nordic 5613 radar contact, climb and maintain 12, 2000.
109.5, so that's absolutely looking good.
Nordic 5613. Scandinavian 1622, 22 miles from Charlie Hotel 2 Lima Foxtrot. Turn left heading 265, descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach, QNH 1016.
Turn left heading 265, descend and maintain 2,000 feet until established localizer, clear for the ILS 22 left. QNH 1016, Scandinavian 1622, thank you. Back 2,000 feet. And let's arm the localizer. Yes, it's picking up. And descending to 2,000. Got some speed brakes out.
Departure Red Nose 3234 2000 for 4000.
Red Nose 3234, radar contact. Climb and maintain 9,000.
Another 2000 for 9000, Red Nose 3234.
Speed brakes are still out, so we need to be aware of that. But here comes the glide slope. Localizer is armed, but not yet.
Red Nose 3234, contact Copenhagen control on 136.485.
136.485, see you, Red Nose 3234.
This is all too easy. You know, sometimes it really is not. I can tell you that. Standard, yeah, let's go to local pressure. So they said 1016, but the simulator is detecting 1017, so let's go out by that. At least we know we'll have reliable data, you know what I mean? Okay. We're slightly above the glide slope. We are now 15 nautical miles from the localizer. We'll keep the speed brake on just a little bit longer. Our speed should be 180 at Charlie Hotel 610. That's coming up in about 6 miles. We're now below the glide slope, so that's also good news. So now we're standing by for localizer capture. You can see it's white, so it's armed. BOR/loc localizer. It's only armed for now. It's not yet picking up. Well, it's picking up, but it's not intercepting yet. Speed reducing. And we could go flaps 1, let's do that. Brake retracted, and now arm the speed brakes for touchdown. We're getting close. Let's turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. Localizer capture.
2500.
Let's also arm the approach. Flaps 2. There's our runway, 22 left. And the glide slope will be captured once we reach this circle.
Scandinavian 1622, contact Castrop Tower on 121.83, when established.
Go to tower on 121.83, Scandinavian 1622, bye-bye. Tower Scandinavian 1622, established 22 left.
Scandinavian 1622, Castrop Tower, roger, continue approach, runway 22 left.
Continue approach 22 left, Scandinavian 1622.
Scandinavian 1622, runway 22 left, winds 180 at 8, cleared to land.
Runway 22 left, cleared to land, Scandinavian 1622. Right, light slope capture. That means we'll now manage our own speed.
Scandinavian 1622, say intentions.
We're 5 miles out, let's drop the gear. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing.
Traffic.
Turn off the TCAS for now. So final approach rate 127. Flaps 25. And let's go flaps 30. And then hopefully we should be well established once we reach 1000 feet. Then we'll turn off the autopilot and we will hand fly the rest of our approach. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Engine transmission contains relights, speed brake is armed, landing gear down, flaps green lights. 1000, let's turn off the autopilot.
Approaching runway 22 left.
And let's set this QT down. the runway.
Approaching minimums.
Check.
Minimums.
Continue.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Touchdown. Welcome to Copenhagen, everybody. Reverse. Engines to idle, flaps up, speed brake retracted. And looks like we'll have to taxi to the end of the runway and then get off.
Scandinavian 1622, welcome to Kastrup. Exit at Bravo 4 if able. Contact ground on 121.905.
Ground on 121.905. Scandinavian 1622.
Scandinavian 1622, say again please.
No. Ground, good evening. Scandinavian 1622, request taxi. Thank you, Nina Carolina, my baby. Here we are in 1 feet.
Scandinavian 1622, taxi to apron Northgate F902 via Bravo Victor, good day.
Bravo Victor, Scandinavian 1622, thank you.
Scandinavian 1622, not clear what you said, say again.
Disregard Scandinavian 1622. Oh, by the way, how many R's are there in the word strawberry? Ground Scandinavian 1622. How many R's are there in the word strawberry? I think the ATC is a little bit scared. Yeah, man, here we are. Landing was decent, I think. A little bit off center line, but nothing too bad. So let's see. Our taxi clearance. Foxtrot 902 via Bravo Victor. Bravo, Victor, Foxtrot 902. So basically we go straight across the runway there, take a right on Victor, and then Foxtrot 902 will be to our left. Let's see if we're not driving through the grass. They did not say anything about crossing the runway there. Excuse me.
Alpine 15, Bravo Juliet, contact tower on 121.83.
121.83 for tower, Alpine 15, Bravo Juliet.
Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo, ready for push. Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo, push and start approved. Cleared push and start, Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo.
Luxair 5436, cross runway 12.
Crossing 12, Luxair 5436.
Malta 508, ready for push.
Wiz Malta 508, pushback approved.
So, 2 intersections
Pushback
and a
approved.
slight
Wiz
left
Malta
turn and then we go right.
508.
And then to find our spot, so we are now on Victor. And Foxtrot 902, 1, 2, 3, that's number 4. This looks funny, I'm not sure what to do with these. I would be more inclined to use the red lines actually. Or maybe... let's follow the yellow one.
Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo, ready to taxi. Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo, runway 22 right, taxi via Lima Yankee Alpha, hold short of runway 12. Runway 22 right, taxi via Lima Yankee Alpha. Hold short of runway 12, Red Nose 9er Yankee Bravo.
Alright.
Luxair 5436, contact tower on 121.83.
Parking brake set. Here we are again.
Tower on 121.83, Luxair 5436.
Also, thank you very much for checking, everybody. Foxy, thanks for your support. Carolina, thanks for your support. I love you. And here we are, man. Cool. Alright, everybody, thank you very much for checking. And I will see you all at the next video. Everybody stay safe and enjoy the weather. And stay funky. Bye-bye.